Hey guys, how y'all doing? Just settling in for the night. I was about to wrap my hair, but I said let me let y'all see my new glasses that I bought. I had them on hold, and I had owed like $300 on them, so I finally paid them off. But anyways, this is my reading glasses. Y'all probably don't know the difference from the other glasses, but you could feel the difference in the quality of these glasses. It feels so good, way better. These are my reading glasses, and then these are my Steve Madden that I could wear throughout the day. I could wear them like anytime. They're purple. The guy at the store actually picked them out because I'm not really good at picking glasses, but I had liked them, so I said fuck it. These are the everyday glasses that I could wear. He said I could wear them at night when I'm trucking, if I was, on the road. Because of my stigmatism, when I'm looking at the signs, if there's a lot of light, it hurts my eyes and it makes my eyes blurry. But anyways, do y'all like them? Gives me the librarian look. So yeah, just did some running around today with my daughter. Couldn't even get my pedicure today because yesterday I was trying to open this package and I used a knife, and right when I was trying to cut the tape, I dropped the knife right on my foot and it cut the skin on my big toe, like right across. It went slit, blood everywhere. So I'm just bad luck with knives. Like I said, it be strange things happening to me and I don't be knowing why, but the way that knife just went, I was like, okay. But yeah, I will probably start looking for work in 2 weeks. Yeah, money's running low, so it's time to make me a job. And hopefully I can find a job within the month of September, because if not, I will probably have to go back on the truck. Right now I'm on medical leave, so I'm not officially done yet with trucking. I'm just on medical leave until October, but that would give me time to figure things out. You see what I'm saying? So it's been a culture shock being back in New York. Today we were driving downtown, and the way the traffic was, I know Atlanta traffic is crazy, but New York is a small city, so when the traffic is congested, it's like literally the cars are on top of each other. Cars were trying to like cut me off. I felt like every 5 seconds I was about to get hit. But for some reason, they do dumb shit here, but they don't be hitting each other. It be accidents, but it don't be like at the level of Atlanta, Georgia. But it still felt very stressful. I'm at this point where I'm like, I don't know if I even want to keep the car. But then it's like, I do miss the car, and I'm thinking like, what if I want to take trips out of town? So I don't know. I'm still kind of leery on, do I keep the car and continue spending all that kind of money on insurance? Plus I have to switch the insurance from Georgia to New York, and the price is going to be way more expensive to have insurance here. So I'm like, I don't know. But I just wanted to say hi, keep y'all posted on what's going on with me. Right now I am doing like a little bit of try on hauls, but I don't want to do too many yet because I just ordered a ring light. The ring light that I had on the truck, it broke. So I didn't realize the quality of the lighting when you're doing a try on haul makes a difference. So the last 2 try on hauls I did this morning and today, it just felt like the lighting wasn't, it's just not where it needs to be. So I'm gonna wait till my ring light comes before I do any more try on hauls, because I have so many cute outfits that I want to try on for you guys. But I might do it as a video, and then I might do it as some shorts. So I'll see how I feel about it. I was gonna make a content video today, but then I got so caught up running around. By the time I just literally got back like an hour ago. So I just want to relax. I might stay up late tonight, do a little bit of reading. Oh, that's what I wanted to show y'all. The book that I ordered, one of the books, it came in the mail today. It's called The New Revised 6th and 7th Book of Moses. and the magical uses of the Psalms. Now, remember when I told y'all in the video that I made, damn, I be forgetting the days. Did I make that video last night about demon attacks? Anyways, was it last night? Anyways, when I made the video, I was telling y'all that I had to do some stuff from Psalms, and one of the things that I had to do is you have to write a certain scripture from Psalms on pieces of paper, and then you put it all over your house, and you put it on your doorknob, not your doorknobs, the top of your door. Let me tell y'all, that paper was there for over 7 years on my door, and it never got like damaged. It never got ripped. I was like, wow. I had to get, I don't remember everything I had to do because someone assisted me. There is, okay, so my ex-brother-in-law, he's Muslim, right? He knows of a dude that does exorcisms. So he went to him and he got the specific incense that you have to light. Then you have to play Suratul Baqarah all over your house. And then you have to do an extreme cleansing, especially in your bathroom. Anytime you have any type of weird spirit energy in your house, or demon or ghost, the particular demon that was trying to attach itself to me, I believe, was a succubi, because it only targeted me in the house. It was me and my 2 kids. Eventually, the dude that brought the spirit in there, I think he sent a curse my way, and the whole family got sick. Remember I told y'all all 3 of us was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I was about a good 160 back then, and I think I went down all the way to like 130. Like, I didn't realize how fast weight can come off of you. When you throwing up and you pooping, all of your nutrients and your electrolytes, you can lose weight like in a couple of days. So the way it was viciously coming out of us, it was like, I mean, every part of our body was oozing. I know it sounds gross, but it was like to the point of green bile coming out of us. And then there was a lady that they had in the hospital room next to me. She was a little mentally ill, and then she was talking at night to spirits, and she was telling me stuff that she felt I was being attacked. Like, something about mentally ill people, sometimes, especially the ones that be on heroin, when they start seeing certain spirits, I remember like when I would be around certain mentally ill people, especially like the heroin addicts, they have conversations, right? They could be sitting right next to you and they'll be having conversations, and you're thinking, oh, they're just bugging out, they're crazy. And then they'll start saying things that is personal to you. And you're like, how the hell did they know? Like, they'll say somebody's name that you know, or they'll be like, yeah, I know you had an argument with your boyfriend last night. And you looking like, what did you just say? And they're like, huh? Nothing. It's like the unseen is so weird that you question it, but then you don't want to go too far questioning it, because then it's like people start looking at you like, you know what I mean? So I've came across situations where, like, when I used to live in New York, you go, just in your day-to-day, you're going to see a lot of mentally ill people, especially when I was working in the field, people on heroin, and you see such spiritual attacks, like in raw form, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was something that when I did the ritual, I had to get help, because this was something that was beyond my, beyond my expertise at the time. My little daughter had seen it at the time. She's seen the ghost in the house. It will come at certain times of the day. It came at night. It would stay like in the corner of the living rooms by the window a lot. A lot of times it would stay in the bathroom. I didn't think you can see a ghost, but I don't want to say the word ghost, because when people hear ghost, they think, it's not real. I think it was an actual demon, but because the way I described it to my ex-brother-in-law, who's a Muslim, he immediately named it. He said some type of name. It was a jinn. I don't remember the name he said it was. I may ask him again if he remembers. I might be like, hey, remember that time when I told you? And I kind of told him, don't tell my ex, which was his brother. I was like, please don't tell him what happened, because, you know, it was dealing with another dude, and he'd be like, wait a minute, you was dealing with a dude that got a ghost in your house, that brought a demon in your house? And he'd be like, so my ex, he always says a Muslim woman shouldn't deal with a non-Muslim man. So the first thing he would have said was, see, that's what you get for messing with a non-Muslim man. You know better. So I didn't want to hear all that. So I asked the brother, I was like, can you just keep it between us? I just really need to know how to get rid of this jinn in my house. So he told me all the rituals and stuff like that. But when you're under demonic attack, it's serious. It can either affect your health, where you can get really sick. It can affect your mental. It was this thing that it was a book that I was listening to. I forgot the name of it. Something with a lie. And it talks about how narcissist people are being under demonic attack. So I'm going to post that video. It's a 4-hour video. It's an audio book on that. I think it's called The Spiritual Lie, if I'm not mistaken. But y'all got to start reading these books. It really helps you understand not only mental illness, but how these demonic attacks, they slither into your life through either your family genes, your genealogy, or just you doing the dumb shit. A lot of times it'll be you doing the dumb shit, getting involved with people that are heavily involved with this crap. So back to the dude. The dude that brought the spirit into my house, I did not know his mother was a witch. So his mother she had to give what's called an offering. I don't know why my mind sometimes go blank. I think it's probably because of my anxiety. So words get kind of trapped in my brain, and sometimes when it's hard for me to like spit it out. I used to struggle with public speaking when I was a younger girl in undergrad. I used to when it was time for me to get on stage to talk about my paper, I used to be like a humming. I struggle with public speaking. So doing videos, it'd be a struggle sometimes. And that's why I'd be tripping up on my words. But his mother had to do an offering. So the deity that she was worshiping, she had to do an offering to this deity, and she offered up her firstborn son. People do that, especially when they're offering it up to the Moloch. He gave me the whole rundown, but I don't remember. It was so many years ago. This happened in 2011. I should have ran from the motherfucker, but he told me he was an Israelite, so I thought he was blessed and sanctified, okay? But the motherfucker lied. He was trying to he was trying to learn about the Israelite religion, but literally he was a warlock. Does that make sense? Okay. So his mother sold her firstborn son. So when he was, I think, 3 or 4, she put him in the oven. She turned the oven on, and I don't remember how. I think the neighbor or something happened where they found him just in time, and CPS came and took him out of the fucking oven. She was literally about to cook him. Okay? So they arrested her and found out, I think she had schizophrenia or something, and they put her away into a mental hospital. So then he told me he didn't contact her for a long time, and then finally somehow they started speaking again when he was an adult. I guess he wanted to know who his mom was and stuff. So he literally just started learning her again, maybe 5 years in. And he was telling me that she was still kind of crazy, but that she seemed somewhat apologetic for what she did. But it was a weird story. So, sorry, the air conditioner is blowing this hair in my face. It was a weird story, but that lineage is very cursed. So when he's dibbling, dabbling, and all that other stuff, and then he's bringing it into my house, it was just a recipe for disaster. He was telling me a lot of stories that he was doing, and a lot of times he would make it sound like he was joking, but I should have taken heed to the fact that this dude was a cuckoo bird. But that's pretty much what happened. So yeah, sometimes we open up those portals by letting certain people into our life, not knowing that there's stuff attached to these people, and then these things want more souls, and then they get attached to you, and sometimes they fall in love with you, these things, you know, sometimes they admire you. Sometimes they're waiting for, like, if you ever seen this movie with Felicia Rashad, I think it's called Bird Box or something, where she's a scientist and her son passes away. He was a bad person. He used to beat on his wife and stuff, and she was able to capture his brain right before he died. So she caught like what that little bit of pulse left that was still traveling through his brain, like those brain waves. So she caught it onto this machine where it sustained his brain cells, just the brain, not the rest of his body. She wanted to implant that brain into a new body, but she needed the new body to first be semi-dead. Like when you're about to, like, you know, when you, like, this person was injured in a car accident, so they was like really, really almost to the point of flatlining. So she needed them to get to that point, because when you're at that point, you're in between the two worlds, the all the way gone world and this world, the portals. So it's kind of like when you say, what does the Catholics people say? There's a portal that's right before heaven and hell, purgatory. So when you're in purgatory, this is like when you're in a coma, or when you're near-death experience, you go into what's called purgatory. So these people will say, oh, I think I've seen death. And it's like, they seen it, but they didn't really go all the way through the death chamber. So, and there's another thing in Islam. I'm going to get the facts before I say it right now, because I don't want to misquote it. But there's a travel that the body goes before it fully dies. So when you first die, you have 7 days the body travels. And I'm going to get more information on it, but this is from Islam. In those 7 days, you're going to be questioned by Jesus, the angel of death. And I wrote down the angel of death name, but I don't remember it offhand. So I got to get these little tidbit information. You're going to be questioned by the angel of death. You're going to be questioned by Jesus. And you're going to be questioned. They're going to ask you 3 questions. Who is your messenger? Who is your God? And something about, did you feel like you served them to completion? Like, did you do what you're supposed to do? And they're like, if you don't answer that thing the right way, they finna whoop your ass in that situation. So all these things that our souls go through, so we have to pass these portals. And you want to be fully, not pure, but you want to be ready. So everything you're doing in this life, you're preparing for those realms and the deeper realms and the deeper realms. You see what I'm saying? Even in, I want to say it's called Egyptology, but they call it like the ancestral religions. When they look at the pyramids, on the pyramids, it shows the life scale. It's a scale that weighs the good deeds and the bad deeds. And even on the pyramids, it shows that your scale cannot be too heavy when it comes to your deeds versus your destiny. So if your deeds are all like bad and just not, because it doesn't mean that you have to be bad for your deeds to be bad. It could just mean that you didn't have enough action. So let's say you pass by a homeless person and you're just like acting like you don't see them, you don't give 2 shits, and they're telling you they're literally about to like pass out from dehydration, and you had a bottle of water that you probably wasn't even going to drink, that you could have gave to that homeless person, but you just do, right? Things like that is called inaction. It's not a bad action because you didn't do anything, but it's bad because you didn't do anything. It's that level of not caring, that lack of empathy, that inaction is also going to weigh that scale of life, where you will be weighed according to how you treat people, according to your deeds. This is also on the hieroglyphics, on the Sphinx, all of that stuff that they did in the ancestral times is still plastered on those things in Africa. So it's the same thing in Islam, they tell you. The same thing in Christianity. All that you do has a price to pay, whether you want to call it karma, whether you want to call it reincarnation, good, bad, punishment. It's true. It's true. As much as atheist people say it doesn't exist, if it didn't exist, we as humans wouldn't understand reward punishment systems. Why do you think you feel like you have to punish your child when they do something bad? Because it is innately in us that we were created like the Creator, to feel the things that the Creator would want us to do innately. So even before we understood literacy, meaning understanding how to read, we understood even if you don't read a book, there is something in us which is called nature versus nurture, that we understand good versus evil. Children understand good versus evil. At the age of 2, at the age of 2, the innate trait of pride and ego, this is psychological now. This is psychology. At the age of 2, they have studied babies and children. A child starts to have pride and ego by the age of 2. That's the age you create a narcissist, by the age of 2. They are smart enough. That's why you think they call it terrible twos? Because that ego kicks in and it's like, no, ma'am, I'm not listening to you, sir. I'm not listening to you, ma'am. I want to do things my way. My way. You know that Usher song? Okay, let me get it together. They want to do their own thing because they're trying to learn life. So it's not that they're being bad. They're just trying to figure things out. But if you beat that child and you're neglectful to that child, by 2, you have created a narcissist. Now, even though you might be training up a narcissist, you can train them to become better people before they turn 18. A child's full personality is fully developed by 18. Once that child has those bad traits, it's really hard to break it by 18. So if you got a teenager by 15 and they start showing traits, you might want to get them into therapy. You might want to start trying to figure out how to help them out this demonic hold. But that book, I was listening to it last night. It's an audio book. I didn't finish listening to it. It's 4 hours long. I might listen to it tonight if I have time, but I will put it in the description box. It's talking about the connection with mental illness and sometimes demon attacks, demon like possession. So I was like, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed some of these things, because a lot of times people will blame just the mental illness, but it'd be deeper than the mental illness. What do you think would be in them serial killers? For a person to chop up somebody and actually physically eat that, not even cooking it, like physically eat, you know what I'm saying? Like, this cannot be of a human trait. This is something from out of this world for you to be able to get to that point in life. It ain't that much mental illness in the world. It ain't. Now, I understand you do something haram because you got so angry. Maybe you and your boyfriend or your husband or your wife or whatever, y'all arguing, and then you put hands on them or something like that. That's something that humans do. But to like dissect somebody or like touch an animal in that kind of way, man, no. That's something demonic. And there's a lot of people doing that stuff behind closed doors. When I read that book by Donald Goines, those people will start to do the crack and the heroin and the dope, and they will sleep with Doberman pinchers. That's crazy that drug will make these, and it was the pimps and the drug dealers that wasn't high that would make the women touch the dogs. Y'all gotta read that book. It's called Donald Goines. I don't know. He had a whole series of books, and this was true stories about what he really went through as a drug addict and the stuff that he's seen in these trap houses. I don't know if they're still doing it up to this day, but they was doing some nasty stuff with these animals. They was giving the animals drugs, and the animals would start to get horny. It was like, oh my gosh. I read this as a teenager because I knew something was off with some of these humans. So I'm just saying, when I start bringing in the tea and I'm going to read this book, I started reading some of it, and the stuff that I've seen already, I was like, okay. It was talking about how there's actually good spirits. No, there's actually evil spirits that do good deeds for certain type of people. I was like, what? It's deep. It's deep. Some of the Jewish people, they have this, I forgot what it's called. I know it's under the Torah, the Tumala, I think it's called. So I've always been interested in the religions, like just the intricacy of religions as to why it's so similar but so hated, like why one religion would hate another. I've always been curious as to, I understand the passion. You know, you love something, you have passion for it, but to the point where they go to war over it, I've always been like, it don't make sense to me. So because that person don't believe that, you want to unalive them? Like, this is deep. This is deep. So for it to really affect you to that point, it has to be some level of genealogy curses involved in this stuff that has not left the planet. Why does my forehead look so shiny and wrinkled? I hate this iPhone. I need to get a new iPhone because it be making me look crazy and like, okay, y'all probably like, what are you talking about? It captures like the worst parts of my skin. It makes my skin look like I got bad skin. And then when you see me in real life, I don't look like it's capturing all my, what the fuck? Anyways, yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to say. I don't want to get too far into talking about this because there's more that I'm trying to learn. What? You got the clips from me? Okay. Yeah, so I will keep y'all posted. Maybe I'll try to come on tomorrow if I'm not too busy. Love you guys. Miss y'all. Bye.